We'll talk about the CFO's blueprint for exec financial integration. This is part 2 of 3, and we're going to talk a little bit about the operating framework. You understand why financial integration drives resilience and transparency. We discussed that in part 1. Now we are going to build the operating framework that transforms your exec team from functional leaders into financially fluent business partners. This is not about making everyone a CFO, no. It's about creating a shared financial language, an aligned decision-making process, and integrated accountability that drives superior business performance. Our finance operating framework, it rests on 4 foundational pillars: financial fluency development, integrated decision architecture, shared accountability systems, and the continuous financial dialogue. Each pillar, they reinforce the others, creating an ecosystem where financial thinking becomes natural for every exec. Think of this as your exec team's financial operating system. Just like your business needs technology infrastructure to function effectively, your leadership team, they need a financial infrastructure to make consistently great decisions. The companies that excel have systematized the financial integration process. They have moved beyond sporadic financial updates to continuous financial collaboration. They have created processes that ensure that every major decision includes rigorous financial analysis from multiple perspectives. So we're going to talk about pillar 1, the financial fluency pillar, financial fluency development. This means creating systematic education that builds upon financial competence across your exec team without overwhelming busy leaders. Start with a financial bootcamp, an exec financial bootcamp, a quarterly half-day session where you teach the core financial concepts through real business scenarios. Don't lecture about accounting principles, they're not interested. Work through actual decisions your company faces so they can relate. How does customer acquisition cost affect lifetime value? How do operational efficiency improvements flow through the cash flow statement? How do technology investments impact both CapEx and OpEx over time? Create role-specific financial dashboards for each exec. Marketing leaders, they get customer economics dashboards showing the acquisition costs, the lifetime values, and the payback periods. Operations leaders, they get efficiency dashboards connecting throughput to unit costs and working capital. Technology leaders, they get total cost of ownership dashboards showing development, infrastructure, and the maintenance costs. Establish the monthly finance learning lunches where you explore financial topics, let's say, relevant to the current business challenges. Keep this conversational and practical. Well, for example, let's talk about topics like understanding a capital structure for strategic decisions, reading early warning signs in the financial data, how our business model creates cash flow patterns. Implement this across various functions through financial rotations. Have high potential leaders from other functions spend time in finance to understand the process of budgeting, the forecasting, how we do the financial analysis. Similarly, have finance team members work in other functions to understand the operational drivers of financial performance. Most importantly, create a shared financial vocabulary. Document those in a book, a live book with key metrics and concepts in plain business language. When everyone speaks the same financial language, discussions will only become more productive and the decisions will become more informed. So let's move on to the second pillar of the operating framework, integrated decision architecture. This means creating systematic processes that ensure financial implications are considered in every significant business decision. Establish the tiered decision thresholds with integrated approval processes. Under 100K, functional leader approval with financial notification. 100 to 500, joint functional and financial approval within 48 hours. Over 500K, exec team review with comprehensive financial analysis. Above millions, board involvement with full financial modeling. I mean, these are just examples, but you create standardized business case templates that force integrated thinking. Every proposal must include financial projections, operational requirements, risk assessments, resource needs, success metrics, scenario analysis, looking at the assumptions. Make these templates simple though. but comprehensive, 2 pages, 3 pages maximum. Implement financial impact statements for all strategic initiatives, like environmental impact statements. These documents are analyze how strategic decisions, they affect cash flow, they affect profitability, capital requirements, and risk profile. Require these for market entry, product launches, operational changes, and technological investments. Establish rapid financial modeling capabilities for time-sensitive decisions. Build simplified models that execs can use to test scenarios quickly. Make it easy. When opportunities do emerge, you need financial analysis in hours, not weeks. Create the joint decision-making protocols for cross-functional initiatives. Marketing campaigns that require operational scaling need both marketing and operations approval, plus the financial feasibility confirmation. Technology projects, they affect customer experience, and they require financial sign-off. Most importantly, I would establish the decision framework, the documentation that captures financial assumptions and creates the accountability for those results. When the decisions don't deliver those expected financial outcomes, review the assumptions and improve the future decision-making process. We'll now move on to the third pillar, the shared accountability systems. This means creating the measurement and incentive structures that align every exec with company-wide financial performance. Develop executive scorecards that include both functional metrics and enterprise financial metrics. Marketing leaders are accountable for CAC, customer acquisition costs, and the overall customer profitability. Operations leaders, they own efficiency metrics, and they also kind of own the working capital optimization. The technology leaders, they manage the development costs, and they measure the total cost of ownership of these development costs. Implement quarterly business reviews where each exec presents their functional performance in a financial context. How did marketing activities affect overall profitability? How did operational improvements impact cash flow? How did technology investments contribute to revenue growth or cost reduction? Create shared incentive structures where part of every exec's compensation depends on company-wide financial performance. When marketing, operations, and technology leaders have bonuses tied to overall profitability and cash flow, they make decisions that optimize the total business performance. They look at the company as a whole. Establish the financial stewardship responsibilities for each exec. They become accountable for the accuracy of the budget in their domain. They look at the early warning resulting in those variances down the road. They propose corrective actions when performance is seemingly deviating from the plan. And so now we move to the fourth pillar, the continuous financial dialogue, stuff that is happening right now. This means creating communication rhythms that keep financial information flowing continuously across the exec team. Institute weekly exec financial check-ins. It could be a Scrum 15-minute session where each leader shares some financial insight from their domain. Keep those brief and tactical. Marketing shares conversion rate trends, operations shares efficiency indicators, technology shares infrastructure cost patterns. Establish those monthly integrated business reviews where financial performance gets analyzed from multiple functional perspectives. Don't just review what happened, understand why it happened and what it means for future decisions. Create quarterly strategic financial planning sessions where the entire exec team participates in scenario planning, capital allocation decisions, and long-term financial strategy development. Implement the real-time financial communication protocols. When significant financial events occur, large customer wins, major cost variances, cash flow changes, everyone gets informed with context about financial implications. So here's your 90-day launch approach. Day 1 to day 30, I would conduct an exec financial assessment and begin weekly dialogue rhythms. And then 31 to 60, I would implement integrated decision architecture and shared dashboards. 61 to 90 days maybe, establish shared accountability systems and quarterly planning processes. Start with willing participants who see the value, then expand to the full team. Focus on quick wins, that's very important, that demonstrate financial integration benefits, and then tackle the more complex cultural changes. The key is really in building momentum through early success while establishing systematic process that becomes natural over time. Now, you might expect you might expect some pushback. Oh, we don't have time for more financial processes. Maybe, address this by showing how financial integration improves decision-making speed and quality. Start with voluntary participation and let success create the demand. Some execs will worry about the complexity of all the financial concepts. Simplify the language then. Focus on business implications rather than accounting details. That's not important. And provide just-in-time education that supports real decisions. Others may resist the shared accountability. So start with shared rewards for success, then gradually introduce shared responsibility for company-wide financial performance. This operating framework, it transforms the exec teams from function leaders into business leaders who think financially about every decision. It creates alignment without bureaucracy. It creates integration without complexity. So why don't you join us for the part 3 now, where we'll tackle the early challenges, we'll smooth out those implementation wrinkles, and we'll ensure that your framework delivers sustainable financial excellence across your leadership team. Thank you for listening. See you in part 3. Take care.